Hi. Hello. Welcome to this. You were expecting something. You were probably not expecting this particular thing in the list of all possible things that could have happened. It was probably higher on the list than most of the things that were, less reasonable than this, but still, unlikely, I would say. I would like to introduce you to hit video game Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. It's not a well-known game. That's never stopped me before. This is the premier turn-based strategy game of the Battlestar Galactica franchise. Released in 2000 and I forget. I don't really know much about it, but it's real, it's here, I'm playing it. Ignore the fact that I have the music menu up. I needed to time it with the stream starting so it sounded sufficiently cool. But yeah, this is the entire video game. It's real. There are a lot of DLC expansion packs for this game, of which I have exactly none. But we don't need that. We're just gonna have a good time. I went to the tutorial, and so I know the basic controls of how to play. So it shouldn't be too much of a disaster. It will simply be a disaster because of my inexperience, not because I'm fumbling with the controls. We should be good on that front. Also excels is stylistically in the shape of the logo in the top center of the screen. I don't have letters to work with, so that was the best I could do. So, I don't have any reason to stay here. Let's begin a new campaign. Deadlock. The Articles of Colonization have been signed, and Colonial Fleet is tasked with defending the 12 colonies against a rising Cylon threat. I know very little about the Battlestar franchise and the plot and story and stuff. But I know we're in space, I know there are things to shoot, and I will shoot them. Let's begin. As I understand, Commander is the sane and reasonable choice for someone who understands what's going on. You and the enemy will be at equal strength, ship for ship, but if you're smarter, you can win. And I feel like I'm smart. Damage on capital units will persist between battles until repaired. Colonial and Cylon capital ships crews gain experience with every battle they survive. Okay, you know what? Let's go veterancy and persistent damage. If we're taking hits, we are taking hits that we have to do ourselves. Proceed.
After Vergon buried their nukes, the leaders of the 12 colonies promised we would never see war of that scale again. Peace would reign in our lifetime, and the lifetimes of our children. They could not have predicted the Cylon Rebellion less than 30 years later. The worst conflict in colonial history, and we are at a stalemate. No foothold gained that isn't lost again within weeks. The Jupiter Project was supposed to be our ace in the hole, the largest, most powerful Battlestars ever created. Each of the 12 colonies were promised one, in return for signing the Articles of Colonization. The first, Galactica, was Caprica's crowning glory. It went missing 2 weeks after deployment. Athena, the 5th ship to be completed, belongs to Pycon. We were days away from delivering it when we heard the news. Pycon's capital cities were devastated by Cylon assault fleets. Among them, our own Colonial Fleet headquarters. There was no chance to intervene. Command of Colonial Fleet has fallen to Rear Admiral Kane. Our mobile shipyard, Daedalus, has become the ad hoc fleet headquarters. As Kane's XO aboard Daedalus, you have been promoted to Operations Commander of the entire Colonial Fleet. Kane intends immediate retaliation for the attack on Pycon. The War Room awaits your arrival, Commander.
Okay, so as I understand it, we are currently losing. If I understand that correctly. Great first day on the job. Walking up staircases. I've got legs.
Pycon's Battlestar is almost ready to deliver, but Sinan says it can't make an independent jump until the fuel lines have stabilized. Kane's orders are to jump Daedalus to Pycon with the Battlestar Athena attached ASAP. That means we have to clear the scouts here or risk telegraphing our movements to the entire Cylon fleet. I'll prep the deck crews for the jump while you deal with the toasters. Good hunting, Commander.
I have absolutely no idea what I am doing. It does appear that I am literally physically existing. Nope, I'm a floating head. Okay, cool, great, excellent. Let's look at our territories here. Given the context, I assume we're here, and that's where we're going. We got 4 Helioses. That seems like a contradiction. Big planet over here. Someone's typing. Oh, hey, I can read our records. What we got? What's our quorum status? All right. All the 3, 6, 8, 12. I guess those are all the colonies. Sounds good. Fleet priority, eliminate the Cylon scouts. SIGINT advisory. Scouts are reporting coordinated jumps by multiple forces. Man, I feel like I'm in charge of something right now. Alright, the Daedalus, Daedalus, sorry, is at Scorpia. We are getting a military bonus for this fact. Alright, so our location of the command center is going to give us bonuses. Cylon penalties, none so far. They have not ruined our supply lines in any way. Here's our designs for ships, I suppose. We've got some graphical user interfaces as weapons. That's really weaponizing your interfaces there. I can walk faster, good. No officers available to recruit, good to know. Available ships, we have the Manticore Corvette in 2 turns. That said, we have 2 Manticores, as I understand here. It looks like our objective is just move out. Let's move out.
It's time to make our presence known in this war, Commander. I trust you won't need my instruction twice. Tell your ships to move full speed towards the enemy.
Oh, you know, this is looking vaguely familiar. It seems like this is the tutorial mission, but in the campaign. Had I known that, I probably would not have bothered with the tutorial, but here we are. So we've got Lancer, we got Persis, we've got Daedalus, which is a big circle and does not appear to be combat effective, so it's probably just something we're meaning to defend. Alright, so here is the premise as I understand it.
Proceed when you're confident with your commands.
We order our ships to move,
Understood.
and then they move. I know a few finer details, but they don't appear to be unlocked to me yet, because this really does just seem to be the tutorial mission once more. I'm okay with that. It means I won't be immediately overwhelmed. But the basic idea is we get ships, we command their movement, they have some inertia, so they can't do like full turns or go backwards fully or anything. We can also change their azimuth upon arrival, their elevation in the battlefield. There's a little bit of 3D going on. And we've got some firing arcs, if I understand, but I don't think I can pick them just yet. Okay, let's go.
Our ships use fire control systems to automatically target and fire on any hostiles that move within range. Turrets will be less accurate the smaller or further away their target is. You can access a ship's fire control and check on its firing solutions for yourself.
Why didn't the actual tutorial have this voiceover to give me information? I had to read all the prompts myself.
Understood.
Gun. Alright, here's our firing arcs. We can shoot forward, we can shoot backwards, we cannot shoot sideways. We are not ships of the line, we are ships of the ramming. Also, target this guy. If we know who we're shooting, we have a better chance at shooting them well. Targets are locked. Proceed.
Sir, we've got a new Dratus contact.
There they.
Dratus IFF confirms the contact is a Cylon corvette. Scanning for further intelligence.
Nemesis.
These Cylon corvettes won't hold up to sustained fire. Focus your turrets on one side to punch through their armor and destroy the hull. These ships also have long-range guided munitions, useful for softening a target before closing in for the kill.
Sounds good, sounds good. It looks like we are on a collision course, or just a very strong intercept course with this particular Nemesis. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. This one, the Persis has the advantage of range and open maneuverability. Its firing arcs are free to be angled however I see fit. If we're going for a campaign of focusing down one ship, it's going to be very hard for the Lancer to keep target on Nemesis number original. Because it's going to be moving sideways, so we'd have to like chase it around that way. But that would just leave our side open to the Nemesis number 2. It's perhaps a better idea, because then it means that these two ships will begin to converge and we can have double firepower on the same location. Especially if it ends up being the rear, because what are they going to do? Turn around? Then they're facing us. That's my official assessment of the situation. Given that fact, I'm going to be going for a campaign of a hard turn to anticipate this ship drifting forward somewhat. And the Persis can move in for a broader arc. We will still both fire on Nemesis number 1 and shoot the missiles.
Understood.
You also can shoot the missiles. Single target deletion is the name of the game. Missiles away.
Commander, your ships don't seem to be performing as well as they should. They may have system damage that's been overlooked.
You were telling me this now. Would have liked to know earlier. However, it seems that this is a resolvable problem.
Tell the engineering crews aboard those ships to hotfix what they can. I'll see to their comprehensive repair once you've finished with your engagement.
Understood.
System repairs underway.
Who the heck destroyed our tech base? Alright, so it looks like that Nemesis is on a full retreat course. This is actually very awkward. If we chase after them, the other Nemesis has the opportunity to just tail behind us and murder us from far. I would like to know the firing arcs on this one. Unfortunately, that doesn't appear to be intel I have available to me. I guess we really don't know the way of the enemy. Though they're probably equivalent to our ships, though I will assume they are equipped with front and rear guns. I gotta remember words. Alright, I'm gonna go with the rushdown approach. Hopefully this other Nemesis won't be too much in the way and we can turn in an emergency relatively quickly. Go.
Missiles incoming!
Oh, that ain't good. Oh wait, some of them missed.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
Oh, diabolical. They went for a turn. And Manticore forward is not in a good situation. Well, thank you for knowledge of the tactical map. You did not have a lore reason to tell me, but thank you anyway. Alright, so this Nemesis is barreling down on this one. We may want to swerve this one down, but I think I want to continue destruction of the original Nemesis. Because once it's one ship, we can start being a bit more discerning. I'm going to try and hedge my bets on the rotation there. This ship is going to completely stop. Descend somewhat.
Yes, Commander.
Because I expect this ship to try and like chase over. So if he goes there and we go here, we should have firing solutions. Missiles are still reloading. I learned that from the tutorial. No, they turned into me. They turned in. Okay, we are now crossing over each other. One Nemesis is down though. All right, this is going to be uniquely awkward. I think what I'm actually going to do is have this Nemesis sort of disengage wide. Not the Manticore. We have Manticores. They have Nemesis. We're not the same. End turn. Alright, we are awkwardly in a broadside fight against these opponents, despite the fact that we do not actually have the ability to shoot broadside. And I don't know if I imagined this, but it felt like the enemy did not have rear guns, whereas we do. So going for a long bout rotation might be best.
On it, Commander.
You, however, are going to turn
Understood.
hard. We're going to try and like swirl around and see if we can't get some good fire shots. Missiles are reloaded, so let's shoot. Let's shoot. Go. Good hits.
On it, Commander.
Alright, so we turned hard with this Manticore earlier, so it can't do strong turns now. It's lost some maneuverability. That should be fine. We certainly have the advantage and the fire arcs to continue this. So you will be in fighting retreat, you will be in fighting advance. Missiles away. Oh, they're gonna hit directly.
Manticore is taking damage.
We're good though. 15 hull, easy. Maintain slow speeds to move in. You maintain your slow
Yes,
speed.
Commander.
Continue lowering the theater of war. I think this is just a press end turn button and win situation. I think we're good here. We're not colliding. They're already dead.
All hostile contacts are down. We recorded a vid feed of the battle if the commander would like to replay the fleet's performance.
I would like to replay the fleet's performance. Also, isn't this so kind of the game to give us a good cinematic experience akin to, as I understand, the show itself? Good job, Lancer. Beautiful thing to win. Good stuff. Hey, we're getting experience, and oh right, we have persistent damage, so that ship's gonna be damaged for the rest of until I repair it. Great, we're gonna get some tactical considerations here. Toaster is a derogatory term used for Cylons. Yeah, I kinda got that. Thank you for the clarification.
Congratulations, Commander. But we still have work to do.
Yep. Understandable. What are these? Oh, these are all the territories. They all got colors for some reason. Okay. So, from the strategy index, you can manage your fleets, view mission briefings, and find locations on the table. To access the mission briefing, select it from the strategy index or click it on the mission marker. I'm learning, alright. Missions, Chapter 2, okay. Good to hear that. Build ships, okay.
Kane has got her stomping boots on. Started shelling out orders before she'd even finished sticking the Admiral pin to her jacket. She's out to prove she's ready for the top job of Colonial Fleet. Can't feel good to earn that promotion off the back of your superior's bad luck. But we've all lost someone in this war, I guess. My sister was on Galactica before it disappeared. Pycon's government is blaming Kane for not delivering Athena earlier. Both she and Sinan won't be happy until we've delivered all 12 of the Jupiters to the colonies. Well, at least we'll get to see Athena clear out some toasters before we hand her over to Pycon. Daedalus is ready to jump on your command, sir.
Okay, so it seems like we do actually need to build the rest of the Jupiters in order to be good. Alright, so, deliver Battlestar Athena to Pike. Okay, so we're giving Pycon their Jupiter class, and then we're probably going to make a bunch of more. FTL drive for the Jupiter class Battlestar Athena is not yet complete. Cylon cleanup crews are expected at the LZ, but reports show most of the assault fleets have already left the area. Reward, 470 Telium, 175. Okay, so we're probably going to get branching. What are these here? Oh, okay, they're pins for saying who's who. But I also assume that the color below may represent their support of the military, their like faction allegiance to us. For example, where's Pycon? Where's Pycon? There's Pycon. Pycon is red. It's probably because Pycon's not happy with us because they want their dang Jupiter class. From this, okay, there's also this fleet, Helios Gamma, Fleet Group Daedalus.
Our ships took a few hits during that fight. We should have the crew do some repairs before we move on.
I'm understanding. Okay, so these are the so this one's the mission briefings. This one's the fleet status. This one's probably enemy status, and this one's probably ongoing conflicts, I assume. So we need to repair the Lancer because it took damage. We can repair the fleet. And your fleets view mission briefings. Select the group. Repair costs will vary depending on the unit's location. Additionally, ship station with data loads will be repaired over time. Excellent. Repair cost is 3 telium. How many do we have? We have 235, and RP is probably reputation points of some kind. Okay, so we can repair the hull. You want to repair all fleet damage for 3 telium? Yeah, that's a deal. Excellent. Okay, next battle. Select Pycon from the map tab and confirm the jump command. Okay, so we're taking either Daedalus or just the fleet itself and going to Pycon over here. Sounds good. Jump! Oh, frick, I had to confirm end term. Oh, this is a turn-based system on the map as well. Okay. I didn't realize I was playing XCOM today. I should have known. Every turn-based strategy game is either XCOM or Advanced Wars, and this must be the XCOM version. Well, okay, move the camera, rotate, this. Jump command resolves at the end of the turn, so I do things here, and then jumping is the last action. Hey, we're over there now. Battle queue lists all the skirmishes and missions that need to be resolved before the start of the next turn. Okay. Lancer, Manticore, the battle queue. Alright, I don't really see anything other than just... I see. There will be battles simultaneously, and we need to resolve all of them individually before we can do things to command menu. Gotcha! Second star settled by the Cobalt Exodus was Helios Beta. Until recently, Virgon and Leonis were the 2 primary economic and military powers of the 12 colonies. Great to know. If only I would be willing to remember that. Alright, where the heck are we now? Click on unit projections to reposition your fleet during FTL insertion. Orbit the FTL insertion grid by holding the right mouse button. Classic. So I choose the deployment of the fleet. Naturally, I assume we're going forward. Yes, and there's hypothetical hostile targets over there. So if we want a solid... Oh, right. The Daedalus has the Jupiter class in dockyard. So we probably want to stay nearby that. We'll try and go as a coordinated force for this. Proceed. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, but I'm
Fleet group is
worried.
jumping in 3, 2, 1.
We're here.
Jump complete. Dratus contacts bearing 017, Karam 021.
Pycon and the rest of the 12 colonies are watching our every move, Commander. Some would see Colonial Fleet fail. Ensure we succeed.
Gotcha. This is now
No
a
pressure,
publicity
sir.
stunt.
No pressure at all.
Publicity stunt. Be good at fighting. Ah, the Athena is operational and under our control. Good. That means we can use it to murder. Unidentified contacts in the far distance. Perhaps we should establish a defensive stance. Potentially. The bad news is I don't exactly know the exact heading of our opponents, which direction they're facing, which means an intercept course is not possible. Unless I guess. Of note to me is that one enemy force is way over there. First off, having used the Jupiter class in the tutorial, I'm pretty sure their firing arcs are forward and to the sides. They also have a squadron or 3 in there. Here's my plan. Ahead normal. Meanwhile, though, I want you to launch all squadrons.
Understood.
I'm not a fool.
Ships are not lifeless assets to needlessly throw at the enemy, Commander. Adjust a ship's posture to tailor the crew's tactics so that you can match whatever opposition you encounter.
Sounds good. I can change the posture.
A defensive posture ensures the ship's defense-oriented subsystems are more efficient. Likewise, an aggressive posture will boost the ship's offensive capabilities at the expense of the ship's defenses.
I see. This is a way to curtail advantages that we may or may not have in a particular time. I also noticed that the boost thruster button is here. Okay, boosting thrusters makes everything weaker temporarily at the benefit of speed. Good to know. I wish to adopt an offensive approach right now. Simply because,
All hands on deck!
Simply because we have the advantage of numbers in concentrate. Ah, but that lowers our speed. Okay, so there's actually 3 options. Increased offense or defense hinders our speed. But we can also boost thrusters to gain super speed. Alright, there are a lot of moving parts here. I like the options. I do not like that ship. I'm going to send literally every single squadron we have. I lied. I'm only going to send 2 of them. To attack this thing.
Squadron target is confirmed.
This lowers the angle of problems I need to worry about with these 2. In an attempt to get intel, I'm going to change these ships to a defensive posture so that the sensor array will be more functional. May also want to move the... No, I'll leave the Jupiter at this low altitude. Go forth. Ah, good. They're moving that way. These are moving forward. They've launched a squadron of some kind. This one, I'm assuming, is going to be another Nemesis.
Commander, receiving word from Athena's CAG. Their alert Vipers are online and ready to return hostilities.
Ironically, I already did do that. Meanwhile, we have 1 Viper squadron that we can shoot easily. In theory, we could also set up the flat cannons on the Jupiter, because the Jupiter has flat cannons. Alright, this appears to be a carrier, Talon class. Interesting, interesting. Definitely bulkier and perhaps more dangerous than the Nemesis. We may want to destroy it first. Not too much of a problem, though I still don't know what that thing is. I also don't know what that thing is, but that thing's going to be held up for a while. Keep close to the Jupiter, but maintain your angles towards the enemy.
IFF confirms unit is hostile.
Target located.
Use squadrons to hit priority targets or defend any of our own capitals. You can recall a squadron back to its carrier if the situation begins to deteriorate.
We are under missile barrage, and that's probably not good. This was a Nemesis. That is good for us here. Well, given my experience, they don't seem to have anything particularly anti-squadron about them. So these 2 should be able to clean up the Nemesis. Meanwhile, we know this is a Talon carrier class of some description. If it's an equivalent to the other ship that I had in the tutorial, it is most likely a broadside cruiser. So if we stay in front of it, slow and methodically, it should be able to not hit us. I'm assuming all of these ships are like one-to-one equivalent. It might not be true. It's probably not true. But I'll pretend it is for purposes of tactical consideration. Okay. So, the War Driver Squadron's under attack by the Viper Squadron. We outnumber them, I think, but they might be more durable. That's not a problem. We have dogfight advantage. Manticores, you are being shifted to weapons mode. Focus on the Talon.
Yes, Commander.
Jupiter class, keep your view towards the Talon and start rising. Whatever these guns are, I like them. I want them used. Actually, while we're here, let's fire the missiles. Focus fire on the Talon. It is a bulky target. It's a good use of the missiles, I'd say. You have missiles. You do have missiles. Alright, I don't see why we can't just
prepped.
Fire every single missile we have at one target. Go! Alright, Talon's front hull has been destroyed. We are being hacked, apparently. I also completely forgot to deal with the missiles coming from the Nemesis over here. The Nemesis over there is... well, they're not aimed at us, so that's fine. And there are missiles coming to this side. We need a new plan. Alright, new plan is this. Rapid descent on the Lancer, which I assume is the target of the missiles. Meanwhile...
Yes, Commander.
Activate flak fire to our starboard. No, that's port. Wait, which one is it again? It's port. It's port. It's port. It's gotta be. Here I am, stuck in a firefight with you. Alright, more missiles are coming in. The Talon will rapidly disintegrate, but we need to stay on it. Begin flak fire!
Missiles incoming!
Manticore, get under the flak shield!
A Battlestar is being hacked.
Okay, Talon is above us, and we are on ramming speed with our own freaking Manticore. This is okay, though. I'm fine with it. The Nemesis to our starboard is coming towards us, but we are slowly chipping away at its hull. Keep that going. The hacking from the War Driver should end soon because our Vipers are almost done destroying them. The Talon is also on a retreat course, basically. But we do need to start worrying about the literal collision happening. Okay. Left Talon. Now that the missiles are dealt with, and you appear to have been barely hit at all, thank you, flat cannons. Turn towards the Nemesis over there. Jupiter, you can continue your upwards ascent. Chase down the Talon. Other Manticore, take a bit of a broader turn around the side here. There we go. I feel like I'm strategizing effectively. Alright, Jupiter appears to be distributing fire between the Nemesis and the Talon. That's okay.
Commander, I've asked Sinan if there is any way we can stop those Cylon tech ships from hacking our systems, but he's being stubborn.
How rude.
We've already minimized onboard networking. Your firewall should keep them out for a while. Otherwise, take the subsystem offline for repairs if they cause too much damage.
Or you can rely on the tried and tested method of shooting the Cylons down before they get the chance. Battlestars are equipped to accommodate flak ammunition. Use this to zone out fighters and incoming munitions.
I regret to inform you that I have already used the flak guns to zone out the enemy munitions. We were getting hit by a lot of missiles earlier, if you remember. Okay. If the Jupiter If the Jupiter chases down the Talon, the rear hull, although undamaged, is less than the right hull, so it should be good for fire control. Meanwhile, the Nemesis in the rear is beginning to take hull damage thanks to the Vipers and side fire from the Jupiter. Left Manticore is facing down the Nemesis in a fairly concerning position, I'd be honest with you. The war drivers are being shot. Where is the Viper Squadron? Oh, I have to do this for reasons. Cool. It shouldn't be a problem. We're not getting hit by missiles right now. We might, though. Nemesis to the rear. Probably has its missiles reloaded by now. Perhaps we should preempt that by turning the Jupiter to the side slightly and flak fire to the right. Friendly squadrons are not in where I'm flacking, and they shouldn't start.
On it, Commander.
You focus fire on the Nemesis to your front. No one else needs to focus fire right now. Continue.
Fighter squadron taking
yes.
fire.
We have successfully preempted their missiles. Get demissiled, chump. Alright, Nemesis to our right is no longer a threat. The Talon is destroyed, so all that's left is this Nemesis over here, of which we are potentially on a collision course with. I really do not want to actually collide with the enemy, so we will do our best to do that. I also have reason to believe that their missiles are about to be loaded. Swoosh over the Jupiter class over there. Your hacking attempt will be rendered irrelevant in 2 seconds. I think the enemy squadron is gone. Send all existing targets to target the other Nemesis. This one will just get blown up by a stray shot from the Jupiter. I trust that will be the case. On that note, cancel flak and focus fire to the left, because they're about to shoot missiles and I want to defend the Manticore. I knew it!
Sir, PyCon Intel just confirmed that Admiral McKinley died in the attack on Fleet HQ. With Admiral Sarkis still missing aboard Galactica, Admiral Kane remains the commanding officer of Colonial Fleet.
McKinley was a good commander and a good soldier. We honor his memory today. So say we all.
So say we all.
That is unfortunate. Wasn't in command of that, so I don't feel particularly depressed about this fact. And I don't really have the context to understand the political quandaries going on here. So I will simply continue in my endeavor to shoot the heck out of this one particular target. So say, at the very least, myself. This may be a good opportunity to fire all of the missiles. Munitions away. Beautiful!
Dratus is cold. All hostile contacts are cleared.
You're cool.
If you're finished playing with Pycon's toy, I believe it's time to hand Athena over to their defense ministry.
They've already
Enjoy!
been notified, Sinan. Commander, there's something else. We're having some difficulty with Daedalus's navigation computers. It'll be easier to explain from the war room.
Enjoy your new carrier destructo machine. I have hopefully demonstrated its very real combat effectiveness in a situation.
Admiral? Commander?
Aye.
We have a problem. The Idris relay that we use to outsource our jump calculations is malfunctioning.
Malfunctioning. What's our effective jump distance?
3.
It's difficult to estimate with just the onboard computers. The red line extends beyond Helios Alpha, but we'd probably need an intermediary jump to get anywhere significant outside of the system.
This is what an ambush looks like, Commander. Find us a way back to Helios Gamma immediately. I want Daedalus under the cover of Ragnar's clouds before the Cylons can attack.
Commander, we're going to need more ships. Sinan's taken up yards 1 and 2 for the Jupiter-class Battlestars, and we're only prepped to crunch manticores right now.
The floor crews are changing their build priorities as we speak. There's no use having a half-built Battlestars if we can't defend them.
Sounds good. So we're manufacturing all the Battlestars and delivering the we are the delivery company. So we can build more manticores. We can build it slow, or we can rush it. But it seems like we are now dealing with the galactic conquest side of the turn-based system. So building one should not be that big.
We've got the
problem.
manticore hull underway, but let's push its fit out and training schedule forward.
Oh, okay, so they do want us to rush it.
Your brand new manticore is awaiting your orders, Commander.
Fantastic. Okay. Colonial Fleet 4 exists. We're just a brand new one we just made. We can transfer it over to Daedalus fleet.
Sir, we suspect a satellite at Caprica Terminal may be the source of the Idris interference affecting our jump distance. I have the briefing packet ready.
Caprica. Alright, so a few planets over. Report.
Colonial Fleet relies heavily on the Idris network. It provides access to accurate real-time locations and trajectory data of interstellar objects. The network is vital to our jump calculations. Without Idris, we can't tell if there's going to be a planet-sized inconvenience at the end of an FTL jump. We believe the Cylons are behind the interference of the Idris network and using the civilians at Caprica Terminal as a human shield. Caprica has granted us operational access to the terminal surrounds. Galactica is still MIA, so there will be no Battlestar to save the day if the Cylons do show up. To recap, we have to destroy every Cylon transmitter we find, restore the Idris relay, and jump back to Ragnar, all without causing a single civilian scratch. Just another day at the office, right, Commander?
Alright, interesting. Well, it just remains compromised. Travel between the Helios system is limited. Good to know. Yes, I understand. We want to move the fleet to Caprica and deal with the situation there. I'm beginning to understand the conceptions here. Cost helium to spool the FTL drives of all units in a fleet group. FTL recharge costs increase with the number and size of a fleet's units and decreases the more time a fleet is given to spool the drives. While Aegis remains compromised, travel between the Helios system is limited. Caprica, FTL recharge 18 helium. I guess so. It doesn't seem like I have the option to wait a while. It just seems that maybe it's the more time a fleet sits there and does nothing, the less it'll cost for it to move. Gives it a good reason for a fleet to stay still for a while, I suppose. We are burning through resources, though. We can proceed or we can postpone. I have no intention of postponing. We've got 3 manticores. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I have not done a tutorial mission with 3 manticores, so this is objectively a new experience for me. We have no squadrons. We have exclusively manticores, and we're just going to have to missile our way to victory. Sounds good. All right, let's do this. What do we have? That's the... I see enemies, but I don't... Or I see ships, I don't know what are enemies or not. Ah, the Daedalus has squadrons. Excellent. That'll give us some options. But, like, the ships are too far away. I can't tell what they are. Are they enemies? Are they allies? Are they tactical things at all? Alright, in this situation, I'm going to move the Daedalus closer so we can use some of its squadron power. Outside of that, it looks like we are going to be dealing with a very broad combat operation. But let's hedge our bets on the opportunity to converge everything, because these ships work best in groups. Jump.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Sir, Caprica Terminal has been locked down and local forces are en route to our position. Readings indicate there's definitely a bogus transmitter in the area.
Civilian lives are of value. Their property is not. Find and destroy any relay hijacked by the Cylons.
You heard her, Commander. Go blow up somebody's satellite.
Gladly. Caprica has offered the use of 2 Adamant-class frigates while investigating Caprica Terminal. Fantastic. I suggest... Yep, I suppose those are those. Interesting. So, on the map, there are a collection of satellites of unknown existence. Satellite, colonial freighter, overrun satellite. Alright, so it looks like our targets are clear. What is the Capricorn's situation? Let's see. Adamant, Daedalus. So the terminal is a priority defense target because we do not want any civilians having a problem. There are the satellite terminals. There are going to be many locations. Perhaps we should leave most of the terminal destruction to our mobile fighters, just in case an enemy tries to stop us from stopping them. For that reason, the big priority right now is going to be
launching alert Vipers
squadrons from the Daedalus as well as the Adamant. All of their ships can just continue at idle speed. Use the focus fire ability to prioritize specific targets like the Cylon satellite. Okay. Looks like it is that one.
Yes, sir.
Alright, you take your time to approach. Let's scout out all the other satellites, see if any of them are overrun. There's one to the rear of the Capricorn station. Move into intercept. These Vipers can target... I think canonically we're not supposed to know these satellites are overrun. That's fine, though. Move over here and await further instructions. Vipers from here. Head to the center just to await deployment elsewhere. Proceed. Problem solved.
The satellite is destroyed. We can leave Helios Alpha, correct?
Well, that was easy.
Not quite yet, Admiral. Idris data is still compromised. I've got another candidate for the source of the interference, however.
Oh, okay. So this is a tactical situation. We need to destroy all of the satellites that are evil.
Squadron target is confirmed.
Your turrets. A broadside as expected. Alright, I suggest you turn this way, just in case. Everything else can proceed as normal, I believe. Let's move this Manticore out that way, help defend the Adamants. I truly would not call the situation that complicated. Or that tenuous right now. Oh, there they are!
Sir, new Dratus contacts. Terminal broadcast isn't expecting any arrivals, so we have to assume the jumpers are hostile.
I will gladly make that assumption. Okay, the situation has escalated immediately.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Get the Adamants on a ship of the line formation, get them lined up, and start firing on these targets at long range. Lancers, move in slowly. Give opportunity for the third Lancer to come around and meet you. We are becoming one frontal line of attack now. Change targets to just the nearest hostile force. Leave the Adamant squadrons to the attack of the overrun station. We will keep destroying them. Meanwhile, we will attack the enemy forces. Proceed.
Interference is still in place, and it seems to be getting stronger. Commander, I have identified 2 more satellites showing potential interference.
So be it. Target for destruction. Meanwhile, these hostile forces, I could really use the ability to see them. You, specifically you, go to defensive posture. I want that radar range at maximum. Everyone else, continue forward.
Yes,
Keep
Commander.
the enemy in your sights. Maintain speed. Adamants, continue forward. It's a little awkward because we're very much in front of the enemy right now. So try and make a diagonal approach, crossing alongside our own approach with the Manticores.
Yes, Commander.
That seems like a reasonable idea. These squadrons will take out the satellites and then move on to the last one as we push through.
Hostile unit identified.
Alright. Enemy confirmed for real.
Missiles incoming!
We have no defense against missiles of this caliber. We are taking hits. Yeah, nothing has flak. That station appears to be overrun, though, so we can now... That one. Enemy squadrons are, however, very real. Focus
Squadron target is confirmed.
Alright, we have Nemesis here, we have a Nemesis here. That Nemesis shot a lot more missiles than that one, I don't know why. We have that squadron prototype, and these two are probably higher than a Nemesis on their threat level. They're most likely carriers. Maybe another Talon? Okay. If those two are Nemesis and those two are Talons, our best course of action is to keep the Adamants circling around Capricorn Terminal. These two squadrons can proceed forward, take out that satellite. We need to start shooting missiles. All missiles fire upon the outmost Nemesis. We will use the missiles for the outmost Nemesis. We will focus our guns forward onto the central Nemesis. Proceed from there. So while you're targeting that, focus fire on the Nemesis. Let's get all guns looking at. Vaguely. I obviously think that the enemy is going to make some sort of strong maneuver in a direction. Keep our options open. Don't get too close to our firing arcs are too thin. And just hope that those Talons are unable to deal with us right now.
IFF confirms unit is hostile. Manticore is taking damage.
Sorry, Manticores.
Hostile unit identified.
Alright, missiles heading in on that Nemesis. We are firing on this Nemesis. Gunfire is getting through. Continue. Lower speed. Keep them in your sights.
Understood.
This Nemesis needs to go to offensive capability. This Nemesis needs to go to defensive capability. Armory could use repairs.
On it,
move
Commander.
Forward, and you should also go to offensive. Keep the Adamant at a balanced combat effectiveness level, but move this one in further. That is confirmed to be a Talon, and that is confirmed to be another Talon. It's a broadside fight now. Go.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Okay, that Nemesis is very slated for destruction. Talons are chilling. They're just doing their own thing. Let's look at the tactical. Let's see what's... Raider prototypes. There are 2 Raider prototypes. We are only dealing with 1. Ooh, the Vipers are taking damage. But your target is secure. I want to take out the overrun satellite, but the moment we do, I want to move around and attack the Raider. Meanwhile, the Adamants are combat useless right now because they're not broadside to anything.
On it, Commander.
Let's fix that. And the Adamants, I believe, have their own missiles to fire. Let's start dealing damage to the Talon. And then proceed. Alright, Manticore down.
No joy, sir. Navigation data is still compromised. They must have control of the entire Idris system by now.
That is
Not to mention, we've destroyed more Capricorn infrastructure in the last few minutes than the entire Cylon fleet could on a good day.
We've wasted enough time. Commander, remove the Cylon threat from Caprica Terminal before any more lives are put at risk.
Understood. Oh, they're attacking Caprica Terminal now. That's bad. We are not in position to... We're definitely not in position to contest that one. We need to move to fight. Okay. That nemesis is going to take a while to be of any relevance whatsoever. We need speed. All of you turn to the fight. These are missiles. One more turn of missiles reload. Okay. Adamants, pull in.
On it, Commander.
Okay, where the enemy? Okay, maybe don't do exactly that because they might just destroy us. We might ram them. You too. Destroy this. Okay. Proceed. Alright, the situation is awkward, but we are doing something about it. Let's do some more. We are currently on a collision course with this particular Talon. Keep the Manticores coming in. Caprica terminals taking damage. Adamants are in pain, but functional. I feel I have used the Adamants poorly in this fight.
On it, Commander.
Take responsibility for this. Go forth. Oh, it's gonna be close! Alright, there's no more risk of a collision. Missiles away! Okay, we're being missiled from the rear. I understand the situation now. The Talon is infuriatingly structurally stable, and I really don't want to slow down to dodge those missiles, but I may have to. Recalling the squadrons. Okay, we need to untangle the situation. Step 1. The Adamants are a bit low to take down the Talon. I don't think they can shoot up. I can check that. Turrets. Yeah, the Adamants are doing nothing in this fight. Truly, I've used them poorly. Move the Adamants up. Away from the station. Manticores also move up. Fly around the station to get to the other Talon. The risk of ramming is understood.
Yes, sir.
In particular, will slow down to match. And if we can fire a few missiles at that rear nemesis, we should be good to go. So I'll wait till the Adamants are reloaded and then fire the missiles backwards. Oh, they're turning in! They're turning in!
Missiles incoming!
Get out of there. Those fiends turned around. Okay, how in the world are we dodging everything here?
On it, Commander.
You move up. We got to get some vertical distance between everyone. Turn in now. You are now dedicated to broadsiding this Talon. I want it destroyed. Other adamant, stay... Okay, you can raise up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
This has turned into a mess. But it is my hope that we can dodge those missiles by just going fast and then they run out of missile strength. Missile juice. Go. Ineffective. But we are winning. That Talon's taking hits. That Nemesis is taking... nothing, really. Its cores are missing. Adamant missiles are ready. Fire all weapons at the rear Nemesis. Meanwhile, you... keep turning.
Understood.
Focus on the Talon with your broadsides. You, Adamant, you are in a good position to intercept with broadside. It is now the time that all the Manticores can finally stop going at stupid, ridiculous speeds per hour. We are going to slow down and intercept here. And your pure goal will just be to shoot that guy. There. Feeling slightly more confident about the situation, even though nothing has materially changed. You two are going after that guy. The missiles will go after the Nemesis. Maybe I should send you after the Nemesis. But I'll stick with the Talon for now because it's nearby. Go. Missiles away. Okay, this Talon is not long for this fight. Moving on. Target the Nemesis. Make sure that the missiles are sufficient to destroy them. This Talon is taking hull damage because we are very close and they are very getting shot. I think at this point it's simply a matter of move slow and shoot good. And if you have extra missiles, you can fire on them. Go forth. Talon dead. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Nemesis about to be dead. What enemies remain? Missiles remain, and that Nemesis. And those fighters. So be it. I will shoot those fighters. Everything else is free to fight. Targets destroyed.
Admiral Kane, Caprican and Quorum representatives are on the line. They want to know about Colonial Fleet's involvement at Caprica Terminal.
Divert the calls to my office, Lieutenant. And get us out of Helios Alpha, Commander, before I am forced to ground the Daedalus for good.
I bet they'll be happy to see how we stopped the Cylon invasionary fleet. There were a lot of ships there, and we destroyed all of them with no losses of military hardware except for the satellites that we destroyed ourselves. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, wait, frick, I wanted to watch the replay. So I assumed it would look cool. Darn it. Oh well, next battle.
Commander, before we go venturing into the cold unknown, might I suggest we update our fleet a little?
What do you have in mind?
I can draw up all the plans you want, but you will still need the cooperation of the colonies to turn raw materials and blueprints into a living, breathing crew aboard an operational ship.
Sounds
Luckily
reasonable.
for you, Lucinda Kane is persuasive. Her recent display of force has provided us the requisitioning power needed for my Adamant-class frigates. We may as well be well defended, whatever it is you're dragging us into.
I get your game. You were using this combat operation as a way to advertise your new design. Yeah, I'll take it. Adamant frigates are now available to build ships. And, you know, an Adamant class designed by Sinon Quaid as a decade before the start of the war, the Adamant carrier and cruiser combat has become the cornerstone of many colonial fleet groups. Economic frigate provides consistent presence and firepower on the battlefield. Yes, I can understand that. Its broadside focus means that it can fire for long durations in a battle and not have to worry about getting too close. I will build it. We could rush it, but I don't feel like rushing it right now. Let's build 2. Why not? We can let that simmer. No silence detected. Map. We've got the map. So what's the situation? We want out of Helios Alpha. The point cap of every fleet is displayed in the fleet's tab of the strategy index. Daedalus itself does not add any points to a fleet's point value, but it must be defended at all costs. No. Cylon presence will continue to grow here in Helios Alpha. It's your decision how to best protect Daedalus and grow a colonial fleet. You, however, want us to jump to Coal Callus. Environmental hazard risk high.
Without accurate data from Idris, we're stuck relying on these old onboard computers to calculate our FTL jumps.
Oh, terrible.
Luckily, I think I've found us an out. There's an abandoned colony halfway between Alpha and Gamma that isn't registering much activity. It should be a relatively safe jump. As long as we're careful with our data, we can take the Daedalus from there to Gamma and back home to Ragnar, hopefully without collecting any moons along the way.
I don't know, I'd like a moon in my moon collection. We got an intelligence tab that they never told me about. It seems that engineering advisors have studying the Adamant blueprint, believe it can strengthen fleet potential. Estimates indicate Cylons are maintaining an overwhelming force throughout the systems. Forces are attempting to interrupt our economy and supply lines. Intervention of hostile forces is recommended. Sounds good. We have income. Well, Manticores are the mainstay of the fleet, and we'll repair the fleet real quick. Atelium, yes. Hey, reckon we're doing quite well for ourselves. 10% to max distance, sounds good. We have artillery ships. I would very much like a way to deal with missiles in the near future because they are a present threat to us. Maybe this comes as no surprise, but I really want a sort of artillery-oriented fleet that can shoot enemies from long range, have defenses against their major mobile threats like squadrons and missiles, and just pelt them to oblivion. Manticore seems well equipped for this. Adamant is a bit of a trade-off where yeah, you're doing it long range, but you're evasive instead of stalwart. Either way, I recommend we jump as requested to there. Go. Ah, yes, and then the construction of the 2 new adamants will proceed as normal. Go forth.
Cylon escort group has been detected.
Oh, not anymore. Unless there are enemies detected here. Are there enemies detected here? I'm not entirely certain. Are we just going to deal with enemies everywhere we go? Is that just how that works? Oh, yep, it does. Looks like we've got 2 hostiles on the border. Nothing to it. Same fleet as last time. Proceed.
Prepared to jump in 3, 2, 1. Multiple contacts on Dratus, sir. Records show there hasn't been a Tauran presence out here since the war first broke. We can safely assume any Dratus contacts out there are hostile.
Good to know.
Blast us away home, Commander.
Sounds good. Daedalus, launch all fighters.
Launching fighters.
All 2 of them. Fighters will go after whatever target we deem to be not directly in the combat zone. Move ahead. Manticore squad. In fact, boost the engines. Let's get there fast.
On it, Commander.
Daedalus, you can't move. Can Daedalus shoot? Nothing yet. It looks like that one's turning. I assume these are nemesis. Wouldn't really imagine there being anything else out here.
Understood.
Squadrons, move arbitrarily forward to the right. Range. Talons. Okay, the situation is changed. A 1 squadron deployment is the telltale sign of a Talon. Alright, cool. We now know what they are. Reduce speed immediately.
Understood.
Get ready for a long engagement. We need our Vipers to be targeting these. Alright, we're gonna play this defensively. Manticore firepower will be long range to destroy whatever the heck we just happened to be destroying at the time, such as that, which is likely a Talon. Meanwhile, we are going to protect the Manticores from their main weakness, squadrons and stuff, with the squadrons we have from the Daedalus. Meanwhile, fire munitions at... Okay, target lock requires vision. That makes sense. Okay. Idea. Okay. Center Lancer shall go to defensive mode so that we have radar contact in me. Well, no, that won't matter. We'll get close enough just by moving. Attack formations. Go.
IFF confirms unit is hostile.
Where are those Vipers? Okay, all 3 of you. Fire munitions at the Talon. Let's start getting into individual ship movements. Arc in this way to get good firing angles depending on where it goes. You maintain your forward speed. You hold back, turn in slightly. Because I want to make sure we have a way to turn to get that one. Our Vipers are about to arrive. Their raiders are here, and we are shooting them. Really, this is all we can hope for. Fire.
Hostile unit identified. Commander,
I should have known.
Multiple new Dratus contacts.
This is too
It
easy.
appears someone really doesn't want us leaving Helios Alpha.
Yeah, probably the enemy, because they want to destroy us. We are being flanked. We are being flanked. We're being flanked. We're being flanked. Okay. What are the odds of some more Talons? Of note, these particular Talons are being destroyed rapidly. Missiles have mostly been squandered on the right hull. The front has taken some heavy damage as well. Continue the attack. There's nothing really we can do. We don't have the options we would like for this.
Yes, Commander.
You turn. Other two, keep firing on the Talon. Maintain slow speed. Keep it in your front arcs at all times. The rear ones are mostly a threat because Daedalus is under fire. Daedalus, go to defense mode. I want to see them.
Hostile unit identified.
Okay, the good news is that they're nemesis. The bad news is that they're nemesis.
Missiles incoming!
See those missiles? I see them. Okay. Daedalus. Alright, your defensive posture means we will have sight of them for the near future. How do we deal with this situation? We need... Missiles are not forthcoming. The Talon is turning and is making shooting it difficult. Rotating to a side with more hull. It might actually be a good idea. If we can turn hard over, we might be able to stop the Manticore from taking hull damage. It can also start attacking the Nemesis. We outnumber them, but they have a very good positional advantage. I'm panicking a little bit. Could you tell?
Manticore is taking damage.
By all legal measure, this Talon is dead. It will be treated as such in international law. You two, your target is still the... whatever you're shooting. The Raider Squadron. Cool. Keep that up. Other Raider Squadron we'll just have to deal with ambiently. Assuming it exists. They're attacking Daedalus. Unacceptable.
Yes, sir.
See, like, this is a problem. I'm too close to that Talon. So I'm going for the Nemesis. Good, you've exploded on schedule.
Daedalus is under attack.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay, all Manticores. Boost thrusters, get to the Daedalus now.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, your navigations.
Yes, sir.
Damage. Repair that. Okay, proceed. Ignore that Talon. We'll deal with it later.
Fighter Squadron is taking fire.
It's fine, that's fine. Okay, it looks like the Raiders are done for. Now it's just the Vipers. Okay, the Vipers can take down the Talon in that case. Meanwhile, Manticores go after the Nemesis. It's a 3-on-2 fight, but we are injured. All 3 of you should be reloaded on your munitions. Yes, you are. All fire on the further Nemesis. Proceed full. Oh, this is bad.
Daedalus is taking damage. Yes, sir.
Okay, the Vipers are attacking the Talon. That should go well eventually. Full speed, full fire.
Daedalus is taking damage.
Okay. Thrusters to normal.
Yes, Commander.
Engage them.
Yes, Commander. Yes, sir. Daedalus is taking damage. Subsystem repairs are complete.
Oh, the firewall's a problem. Okay, okay. Subsystems. Alright, if we're being hacked, as I understand it, they're going to start damaging these systems, and we need to turn them off. Time being. Priority is just shoot them a lot.
Yes, Commander.
Vipers, how you doing? Talon's almost good. Good, good, good. Fire on that Talon. Keep
Understood.
Slow, keep steady. Overlapping cones of fire. You turn in hard. Lower yourself slightly and maintain your original target. Go. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Manticore is taking damage.
All of you.
Understood.
Nothing to do here. Just keep firing. Nemesis 1 down. Nemesis 2 down. It's all left of the Talon. Okay, you repair the armory immediately. Get out of this fight. You two. Turn.
Yes, sir. On it, Commander. On it, Commander.
Proceed. Proceed. I've got no complaints about how this is going. But Let them continue. Pathetic.
All Dratus contacts are clear. We are go to jump to Helios Gamma, sir.
I'll sleep better when I can see the Ragnar clouds again. I don't think I've had more than 4 hours of rack time since PyCon.
Go
We
sleep.
aren't safe yet. I want the Daedalus in Helios Gamma before we're attacked again.
Yes, Admiral. FTL drives are spooling. Commander, we'll jump on your word.
Hold on, I want to view this replay. I want to get the cinematic experience because that was intense, at least psychologically. How naive I was. I know that the Daedalus is getting hit. A win. That's a win. That is a victory.
What happened at PyCon and Caprica is unacceptable. If we're to get a handle on this war, we need offensive forces out there actively repelling these Cylon incursions.
I thought I did a good job.
Commander, small strike groups may suffice for scouting. But to defend the colonies, we require full capital fleet groups led by officers of Colonial Fleet. I recommend you recruit experienced officers to provide strategic oversight to our fleets.
Sir, one of McKinley's officers survived the attack on Pycon. We could recruit them to help aboard Daedalus.
Alright, what do you do? Subsystem strength increased, fleet point, command, okay. I see. Recruit you. Reputation, requisition points. Yeah.
Once an officer has been recruited, they need to be assigned to the fleet group they will oversee.
Where does it cost money to assign them to a group?
This officer is experienced enough to be promoted. Hand them their new badge, Commander.
Congratulations on surviving the battle you were earlier in.
As they become more experienced, officers can choose to focus on fleet-wide tactics or bolster the strength of their personal flagship.
So additional fleet points probably means that their fleet can be larger, and commanding officer probably increases the ship themselves. Yeah, command skills increase the fleet points cap the officer. Fleet group skills increase the officer. Subsystem specialization for all units in the fleet. Okay. Well, I wouldn't really say we have a lot of ships right now, but we may eventually. But for right now, let's give them promotion to the fleet sector.
The presence of a colonial fleet officer at a colony will encourage the local government to pay their Tilium stipend.
Taxes!
We didn't create the articles just to have them ignored.
Colonies become fortified with an officer present. Okay, the fortification's probably the color band then. The fortified colony will steadily improve its quorum rating and will be less likely to leave the 12 colonies alliance. Steadfast and fortified colonies provide more Tilium to the colonial fleet. Alright.
Commander, it is your job to keep the Daedalus well-resourced and the 12 colonies defended. I have other business to attend to. Lieutenant Agathon will brief you when I have further commands.
So be it. While Idris remains compromised, travel between the Helios system is limited. Use Holian as star lane coordinates to strategize, to stage your fleet movement while engaging missions and defending 12 colonies. Okay.
We have a new mission, Commander.
Okay, what are these numbers? Unfortified. Cool. It looks like the game has opened up. How's ship construction going? One turn out. Good to know, good to know. Alright, another Manticore will allow us to smooth out the fleet composition. We can have sort of two operating task forces with 2 Manticores and an Adamant, respectively.
Cylon forces have been interfering with travelers between the colonies. No civilians are currently present, so maximum force is encouraged.
Gotcha. So that explains this.
We've been tracking this Cylon strike force for a while now. No civilians are present, so maximum force is encouraged.
I would like to know the strength of the enemy fleet, though I suppose that's not really something that they're just gonna let me know, because that'd be rude. That's our 2 missions. I assume the number has something to do with how long we have to complete them. Interesting. Well, so long as we don't have any benefits to... The Adamants are not done yet. We do not have squadrons on anything but the Daedalus until the Adamants are done. Given that fact, I want to keep the Daedalus with the fleet, and we can't really split the fleet off yet. Our goal, ostensibly, was to get back to Helios Gamma. We can still do that. Do we want to take out this force? If we take out this force, this might be the last thing I do for today. Because it's almost been 2 hours, and this is a very think-intensive... Let's prepare the fleet, though. Yeah. As long as we're not caught by surprise, we should be able to manage this. Really, really want some... torpedo. Okay, guided missile, then we have torpedo, low yield, high quantity torpedo salvos. Unguided. Interesting, interesting. One Viper, single seat fighters, complex reaction control system, passive. Incredible maneuverability, iconic. Primarily used for personnel, transport, and recon. Electronic countermeasure devices can be docked and primarily used to bolster their firewalls. Interesting. I use requisition points to get more technology once they're available, I suppose. I don't see the need for torpedoes just yet. I want to save up for maybe a ship with flak. Either way, jump. We can go to Helios Alpha, we can go to Helios Gamma. Those are our only possibilities. But I want to go to Caprica. Oh, we can go to Tauron immediately. Might actually be better. We can do this mission now. Yeah, sure. The Adamant should be done by the time this fleet is complete, and then we can split off. Boarding parties. Alright, looking at the battlefield, we have 4 enemy vessels off to over here. Looks like we're going to be facing an uphill battle, which is scary. Weirdly enough, I can't change our facing. Oh, I've got a wacky idea. Let's go for a vertical assault line. Oh, and I can pick the munitions here. Okay, that makes sense. Proceed.
Prepared to jump in 3, 2, 1. Dratus contacts. Marks a confirmed hostile.
Yay. Hostilities. These contacts are completely unknown to me.
Understood.
Launch all squadrons. In addition, get your posture to max defense. Not necessarily for any reason other than
Emergency
I want
cruiser on
maximum
standby.
radar. I actually don't want to approach them. You're all Group 1. We'll take it slow.
Yes, sir.
Alright, looks like contacts are approaching. Send in the Vipers, that we may understand what our target is.
Squadron target is confirmed.
Your radar range is that, our radar range is this. We could up our defenses to get a little further. And I'll do that with the bottom ship specifically. But know that all 3 of you will be targeting the first enemy you see, and we'll just keep targeting every first enemy you see until we're out of first enemies we see. It's very telling to me that they have not launched squadrons. They know we're here. They know we're hostile, but they have not launched any squadrons. I'm beginning to wonder if they don't have any. You 2, attack focus. Bottom 1, sensor focus. Should be enough. I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is not a good ship to target for a first strike. Change targets. I need intel.
IFF confirms unit is hostile.
Missile confirmed. That is a nemesis, and every single missile in existence is being fired at us right now. Okay. They're clearly using different munitions on these different ships, though I do believe all of them are nemesis. Hurts. Yeah, you should be in range now. But do I fire the missiles yet? I don't know. I think we don't. We certainly arc in. But I think we wait on the missiles.
Fighter squadron is taking fire. Manticore is taking damage.
Alright. Here's the plan. All munitions fire onto the CY. Oh, they got names now. I'll fire on the CY 19. Keep him at bay. Continue.
So say we all.
Go. I'm very happy about that one. That Nemesis fighter is moving in. We need to adjust position to focus on them. Focus fire will be on the Psi 19 simply because the missile attack has reduced its hull integrity and should be destroyed quickly. Vipers continue to attack this Nemesis. We are going to be taking a lot of damage over the course of this battle, and we will simply need to deal with it. Defensive systems full to the center
Commander.
Lancer. Bottom Lancer, which was formerly on defense, can go to offense. Proceed.
Manticore is taking damage.
Very good, very good. This stacked formation we have, I think, is very, very potent. Focus on Psi 20. Missiles, take 2 turns to reload. That one's going to be firing. Proceed.
Missiles incoming! Manticore is taking damage.
Okay, understandably, we are taking hack damage and our firewall is about to go to nil. We kind of need to just endure that a bit. All fire. Psi 20. Good job on the Vipers. Target Psi 20. We just need to destroy it. Its back is to us. It can't fire effectively. We just need to chase.
Yes, sir.
Keep rising. That's what we need. Munitions check. We could fire. Let's fire. Proceed.
All contacts down.
Excellent
Mission
work.
complete.
We have defeated a theoretically more powerful force through superior tactics. Let's watch that replay. Good stuff. Very happy with how that went. Oh, there are a lot more Cylons now. Oh, this is bad. Colonial Fleet 7, Colonial Fleet 8. Are these fleets mine now? Have I taken them? Oh no, wait, those are the adamants that I just made. Excellent. They're ready. Okay. Lancer and Persis. Okay, so there's a lot to consider here. We've got 2 ships. Can I rush the completion of the remaining Manticore? Yes, I can. We have the resources for it. Okay. Now, back on the map, we can start building our task force design. Tartarus. No, do not jump. No. Okay. Colonial Fleet 10, transfer yourself to Colonial Fleet 10. Or 7. Then, the Tartarus, transfer yourself to Colonial Fleet 7. And then Colonial Fleet 8, transfer yourself to Fleet Cruise Daedalus. And Daedalus, you just kind of exist. Alright. Task Force, I can't even freaking read this. The font over the table is too powerful. There we go. I'm not calling you Task Force. You are Task Force. Vega. Officer? Yeah, we got Ray Biggs and Wilbert Simmons on board to potentially be our new fleet commanders. Let's get. Oh, okay. Actually, they got different skill sets. What? Commanding officer, subsystem strength versus tech bay subsystem strength specifically. Oh, CIC subsystem. Okay. Tech bay, tech bay, tech bay, tech bay, tech bay. I don't really know much about the tech bays, honestly, or just the subsystems in general. What do they do? Maybe I can check my blueprints real quick. You inspect. Codex. Blueprints. Can I make a Battlestar? No. I may have to learn in the field of fire. That's fine. That's fine. In that case, the choice of new officer will effectively have to be just a choice on whether I think EIC will be better or... I mean, I'm a fan of Tech Bay. Analyst. XP gains is just a 40% greatest range. Okay, we can get range increases from his inevitable promotion to captain. That would be very helpful. I very much want to increase scanning range. Yeah. Ray Biggs, congratulations. You are now commanding Task Force Vega. Assign you. You are going to the Aquarius. Meanwhile, Damon Greeley, your name, I can change your name. If this officer is unassigned, ship may automatically be detached from the fleet in order to meet fleet point requirements. Are you sure you want to assign this officer? Cancel. Cool. Alright, we can now theoretically pull some stunts.
Cylon forces have been interfering with travelers between the colonies. No civilians are currently present, so maximum force is encouraged.
Now, you mentioned that Cylon forces exist at places. But there are also Cylon forces around here. Fleet 5, Fleet 3, and Fleet 1. I would hate to learn where Group Fleets 2 and 4 are. Meanwhile, we can probably build up more fleet. Adamants are a good utility, but we don't need many of them. I want to build more Manticores. Let's get 3 on the build queue. How many ships can we build at once? Or is it just simultaneous no matter what? Guess I'm building 4. Any repairs we need to do? Yes. It's fine by me. It's fine by me. It will take us several turns to reach Phoebe, so we may want to start moving out there. I'm also not yet confident in our fleet strength compared to the enemy's potential fleet strength. There are 2 fleet groups here, and I don't know how big any particular fleet group is. The Daedalus really should not be left unguarded. And it seems that a normal fleet max size is 4,000, so we should probably keep this fleet together. Africa is of political importance. And of economic importance. Their quorum is quite good. Need to remember how to fortify a colony, though. Is it as simple as sending a force over there? Assuming we can move freely within a star system, these jumps would be like 1, 1, and 1. We could go... It'll take 3 turns to get to this fight up here. So we can afford to have 1 round of going here. And let this be a test of Vega, I'd say. Meanwhile, let's move the Daedalus over to... Well, we're at Taron right now, and Taron's status is fortified because we're literally there. So, economically, let's stay there.
Cylon escort group has been detected.
Okay, I should have acknowledged the fact that enemy groups could move around. But, okay, we can see it now. Colonial Fleet 1750, Cylon Fleet 1350, chance to win 100%, chance of casualties 22%. Auto-resolve is probably what these chances are about. I do not want casualties, so I will proceed. think I'm getting the hang of this. Alright, 3 forces to be destroyed. There's no real reason to do my stack strategy for this, but I feel like it.
Prepare to jump in 3, 2, 1.
Get close to the bottom one. Okay, so you are my sensors officer, correct? Ray Biggs. You don't have that advantage now, but I do want you to act to that capacity. Maximum defensive push, you head straight forward. My Manticore squads will move in lockstep, but to your left, facing the enemy.
Yes, Commander.
Because you are a broadside ship. We will also conceal our squadron capability for the moment. Yeah, you can see those broadside guns right there. Right there. And the launch tubes for the squadrons, I assume. Alright, it's combat time. Did I set both to defensive? Because that's unnecessary. I need one on defensive, one on offensive. And I think we're about to be under fire, so let's launch those fighters.
Launching alert, Vipers.
Yep, there's a nemesis. Clear as day.
Hostile unit identified.
Alright. Attack stance all. Munitions. Focus on Psi 15. Because they've got Cylon Elites on board.
Yes, Commander.
They're probably the high threat target, but they're further away than the first target we can hit. So, while we choose that as our missile target, we want our firing target to be the nearest. Meanwhile, Vipers can also go after the main Cylon ship.
Understood.
We're cleaning it up. They are lower than us. Not by much. Engage. As expected, missiles away.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
I still agree to these target selection. Okay, your top hull is taking major damage, so I'm actually going to elevate myself up. Okay, not so much, not so much. Okay. You, however, should descend slightly.
So say we all.
Keep the broadsides on board. Your targeting priority is split. You are ready to destroy that with all the missiles you've been shooting. Go forth. That is not even the nemesis I was expecting to destroy. Fantastic work. Descend rapidly. Focus on that nemesis over there. You can also turn pretty hard.
So say we all.
Descend rapidly.
Yes, sir.
I think we can be pretty confident with how this is going to go. Focus on the final nemesis. Proceed.
Understood.
Keep descending, keep descending. Easy. Good job, Ray Biggs. Very well done offensive, and I am happy to report that it went well. Very happy. Very good, very good. How is Caprica? Fortified, plus 57. Very nice. Ah, yes, this is our presence at these locations. Good to see. Now I'm starting to understand the thing. Starting to understand. Daedalus is here.
Cylon forces have been interfering with travelers between the colonies. No civilians are currently present, so maximum force is encouraged.
That makes sense. That's just a hostile force there. We got hostiles over there that they're just telling us about. Everything's making sense right now. Any more blueprints? Torpedoes, nothing more.
Cylon forces have been interfering with travelers between the colonies.
I get you.
No civilians are currently present, so maximum force is encouraged.
That quorum is most unstable. I don't know how expansionary I should play this, because I feel like Helios Alpha provides quite a great deal to the fleet. Our quorum is quite strong across the board. We may want to build up just like smaller ambient defense fleets around Helios Alpha and use it as our main base of operations. Especially considering it has the most planets of all of the systems.
Turns out Kane and Sinan have a little side project going on with the Scorpia shipyards. Mark II variants of the Viper fighter.
Ooh.
The Admiral is after a good news story after what happened at Caprica Terminal. Something to boost confidence in Colonial Fleet and keep the funding rolling in.
Don't implicate me in Lucinda's spending spree. She still has 7 colonies waiting for their Jupiters.
Anyway, the Scorpia shipyards could use some relief. As a primary manufacturer for many of the colony militaries, they're under constant harassment from Cylon forces. Sir, Kane wants Daedalus at Scorpia to double the workshop capacity for the first batch of Mark II Vipers. I'll have the F-tail drives spun up and ready for your jump command.
Acquire the presence of the Daedalus, the mission marker. Okay, so the Daedalus should go here. Beep, beep. In that case, if we want to make sure we can hit the Delta mission, we may want to start moving out the Vega Force towards there. A lot of considerations and stuff have to be made. But that's for another time. I'm done with today. I'm kind of busy. It's fine, though. Also, just as a point of order, not necessarily related to this game at all, I will not be around for the next week. So look forward to not looking forward to me being there. But I'm going to go. I'm Exception. This isn't TV. Have a good day, and good night.